In this video, I want to take a deep dive into Apple's earnings. It's the largest company in the world. Most of you probably have it in your portfolio. And if you don't, you might want to think about it because they're growing like crazy. They absolutely crushed earnings. But the stock fell after hours after they reported earnings. And there's one key reason that probably happened. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the TipRanks YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I'm Richard Allen. Apple, the biggest company in the world by market cap and revenues and all that stuff. Crazy numbers that they just reported after hours, and the stock fell 2% after hours. So I want to talk about why. We're also going to take a peek at the analyst ratings before all of this occurred because there's probably going to be some new ratings or some reiterations or things like that on TipRanks.com as well over the next couple days. That would be my guess. But we're going to talk about really, I mean, they grew so much in terms of revenue and earnings per share and all that kind of stuff. Really blew out numbers, but the stock still fell. And there's a main key reason why on what some of the executives had to say. So we're going to talk about that towards the end of this video. But let me know down in the comments before we get started if you hold Apple in your portfolio and how long you've had it in your portfolio. I would love to hear that. I hold Apple. I love Apple. I think it's a great company and will be for many, many years to come. Their margins are crazy. So it's one of the most financially sound companies on the planet, and I think it's smart personally to have it in your portfolio. But let's jump right over to TipRanks.com. We're going to take a peek at the most recent analyst ratings. We have 22 ratings with a strong buy with an average upside of 12% over the next 12 months with a price target of about 164.32. And you can see this. We have 19% upside reiterated yesterday. We have a hold rating reiterated yesterday. Buy rating 9%. Buy rating 19%. Buy rating 26%. The only person giving it a hold rating is a 3-star analyst. Everybody else giving it a buy rating with 5-star analyst there. So let's just take a peek real quick at earnings. I did go over this a little bit in my After the Bell show that I posted right around 5:30 Central Standard Time. But I wanted to take a deep dive into what happened with their earnings, but also why they fell, because this is affecting a lot of different industries right now. So we're going to talk about it. But take a peek at this. So earnings per share was $1.30 versus $1.01 estimated. Revenue, they beat revenue by $8 billion. Almost $81.41 billion versus $73.3 billion, up 36% year over year. Their revenues, their iPhone revenues, take a peek at that, up almost 50% year over year. So we'll get into it a little bit later on, but they saw strong growth in both people switching to iPhones, but also upgrading as well. So that strategy there is working. Their services revenues were up 33% year over year. Other products were up 40% year over year. Mac revenue, so they switched to this M1 chip recently. That's working out as well, 16% year over year there. iPad revenues up 12% year over year. And look at this for their gross margins. 41.9% estimated. They hit 43.3% margins. Crazy growth there as well. The Apple CEO said Apple expects double-digit year-over-year growth in the current quarter. Apple expected less than 36% growth in September quarter because of foreign exchange rates, less growth in its services revenue, and supply constraints for iPhones and iPads. So that was probably the one of the biggest statements, right? Supply constraints for iPhones and iPads. This chip shortage thing that's been going on for quite a long time, that is affecting, industries like used cars and cars in general, right? We've seen a 46%, almost 50% increase in the used car prices because of semiconductor shortages. And now we're seeing more semiconductor and chip shortages in the electronics market. CEO Tim Cook said in a call, supply constraints related to silicon would affect the company's iPhone and iPad sales in the September quarter. So a lot of this growth that they just announced was, I think, priced into the stock, okay? And now we get a little bit of guidance saying, look, it's not going to be as good as we hoped in the September quarter, and Apple is now falling, or has fallen after hours. I think that is what really is going on. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your opinion. Again, I want to hear from you. Let me know if Apple is in your portfolio, and if you're planning on holding after this. I certainly am. This hasn't changed my mind on Apple at all. In fact, I think the industry and all industries will get through these chip shortages and silicon shortages and things like that. The Intel CEO, they just put out a 2025 roadmap, so they're doing some crazy things. And the Intel CEO said something about exhausting the periodic table. So that's a little extreme, but they're working on new technologies for chips as well. I've heard graphene thrown around out there. So there's a lot of things that these companies are going to innovate on and do because of these supply constraints. So we'll see how it's all impacted, guys. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. I hope to hear from you. I always love hearing from you, and I will see you tomorrow.